these might be the most unhinged Disney World rumors we have ever heard.
Disney World takes storytelling very seriously, which our team has seen as people who go to the parks almost every single day.
And have even worked for the company. Me. I'm a previous cast member.
That is what makes the Disney World rumors we're going to talk about today even more unhinged and wild.
Today, we are breaking down some of the wildest true,
false, and unconfirmed Disney World rumors.
All right, starting off strong, over in Hollywood Studios, you can learn about Ogagara, the owner of the Black Spire Outpost Village and Oga's Cantina. So the story of Ogagara, I know very well because I had to go through training because I was a Galaxy's Edge cast member. She's basically the planet's crime boss, and everyone who works on Batuu, who works in Galaxy's Edge, owes a debt to Ogagara. That is why they're working, they have to pay back their debts. Now you'll never see her walking around on planet. She's always in the back. I mean, she's got a lot of things to do. She's very busy. So you'll never see her, but sometimes you can hear her yelling at workers in the cantina. So what's the most unhinged rumor we've heard about Ogagara? Well, what I learned in Galaxy's Edge, working for Galaxy's Edge, was that Ogagara shot her Wookiee boyfriend who was cheating on her. Now what's even crazier about this rumor is that you can see the spot where it happened in Galaxy's Edge. So outside of Oga's Cantina, there is a bridge and you can see a little bit of crumbling. Some of it is not there anymore. Something happened up there because that is where Ogagara shot her Wookiee boyfriend. And Disney really leaned into this rumor and this lore because they confirmed it in the book Galaxy's Edge Black Spire. And they even confirmed that her boyfriend's name was Doran, I think. D-H-O-R-A-N, Doran. Feel sorry for the guy, but make that a lesson to everyone. Cheating is not cool, and it could land you in some pretty bad situations if you cheat on the wrong person. So, all that to say, this unhinged rumor turned out to be real and confirmed by Disney.
Our next rumor we're going to talk about is actually kind of a current rumor. We don't know where this one's going to pan out just yet because we are talking about Muppet Vision 3D potentially showing up on Disney+. Muppet Courtyard closed in June 2025, and with it, Muppet Vision 3D, which was Jim Henson's final project while he was alive. I'm not fully ready to talk about Muppet Courtyard closing just yet. A lot of fans, though, were left wondering what would happen to Muppet Vision 3D. It's not just some random Muppet ride. It really does mean a lot for fans of the entire franchise and the characters that were made, especially because it was the creator's final project. It was the last time he was ever the voice of Kermit the Frog. So this isn't just something we can get rid of. A lot of people were actually really concerned that this would just kind of disappear, and the only way to watch Muppet Vision 3D would be by watching someone who had taped it on their phone on YouTube, like we do. Really, that's not what anyone wants. A lot of Disney projects or a lot of Disney characters, you know, once they're closed, just kind of disappear into the ether, and that's really what a lot of people are scared of when it comes to Muppet Vision 3D. Luckily, Disney has confirmed that it's going to preserve Muppet Vision 3D for generations to come, but they really haven't expanded on what that means, and they've given absolutely no hint as to how they plan on doing that. A lot of people have a lot of different theories, and one thing that was actually confirmed online was Disney did professionally film it right before the ride officially closed forever, the attraction. They actually did a cast member only event where they filmed the entire show, but that was really the last we kind of heard of anything, of the preservation, of what's gonna happen to it. Disney hasn't uttered a word since. Online, there's been a lot of speculation, like what is Disney gonna do with this? We really don't want it to sit in a vault and then they bring it out every few years and be like, remember we have this, but you can't enjoy it. Nobody really wants that. So the biggest rumor that's circulating online is that they are going to put it on Disney+. We don't really know. There's like no evidence to that. There's no evidence to dispel that rumor. We're just gonna have to wait and see. So that rumor for now is still just a rumor.
Oh, this is a good one. Have you ever heard the rumor about Walt Disney's head being frozen in the parks? It is a pretty popular one, even for people who don't care about the Disney parks. This rumor can actually go a step further. There is a long-running rumor that Walt Disney was cryogenically frozen after his death and that his body is currently under Cinderella Castle or Sleeping Beauty Castle. The rumor is that he's under one of the castles. Likewise, in Disneyland, many believe that the body is in Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know why. But how did this wild story even start? According to PBS, a reporter for a tabloid newspaper claimed he had snuck into St. Joseph's Hospital in Burbank, California, which is across the street from Walt Disney Studios, and broke into a storage room where he saw Walt Disney in a cryogenic metal cylinder. Walt did love science fiction, so people assumed that he would consider something like I can never say this word right, cryogenics. He would consider something like this. Almost 60 years after his death, the rumor still remains that somewhere Walt Disney's head or body is frozen under a castle. Now this one can easily be debunked because Walt Disney was cremated and his remains are at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California. But we're not done yet. What is even wilder is that people take this rumor one step further because of the movie Frozen. Now, this rumor became a thing back in 2019, and the rumor is that Disney Animation Studios named the movie Frozen so that when you Google Disney Frozen, Walt Disney Frozen, all that pops up is the movie, and no longer rumors about Walt Disney's frozen head. The movie titles keep search engines from pulling up articles about Disney's frozen body, and instead the articles are all about the movie. Now that sounds like a good plan, and it sounds like something that could possibly be true. Even, Walt Disney's not frozen anywhere. Sometimes Disney likes to avoid more rumors being spread about them. So who knows, maybe that was a thing. Maybe that's part of the reason why they chose that movie title. But I can tell you that from writing the script for this video, if the rumor is actually true, the plan didn't work, because you can still find it on the internet. So good try, Disney. We'll never know if that's true or not, but sometimes it's fun to think about.
There are also a lot of theme park-centric rumors. Like one is that there are actual real-life pirates on Pirates of the Caribbean. Do you know that? Well, it's kind of a rumor. So if you didn't know, a popular Disney rumor and topic online is that the Pirates of the Caribbean attractions actually use real bones, and that's how it looks so realistic. If you didn't know, over in Disneyland, Disney actually raided the UCLA medical department, and for a time, they did actually use real bones on the attraction. This was a long time ago. Later on, the skeletons were actually replaced with replicas, so no real bones anymore. But that is still a persistent rumor. It floats around constantly. And one of the biggest rumors is that maybe Imagineers actually missed one or two of the real ones, so there could still be real pieces of pirates. I think that's just a rumor, but that's just me. Now that was only in Disneyland. They did, however, still suffer with that rumor here in Disney World, also dispelled. No real bones. However, Disney World actually kind of gained a reputation that there were real pirates on the attraction. There was a time where it would kind of go around school groups and kids that there were real pirates on the attraction. They weren't all animatronics, and they were prepared to jump out and stop you if you were doing anything that was wrong on the ride, making sure you didn't get out of the boats or put your hands in the water. I think kids kind of forgot how security cameras worked, but I also think it's really fun to think that some of the pirates are real people. It also probably doesn't help that there was at one point a time where Johnny Depp did dress up as his Captain Jack Sparrow character and surprised guests on the Disneyland version of the attraction, I believe. That happened one time, but we're all still hoping it happens again, because wouldn't that be really neat? That being said, both rumors, real pirates and real pirate bones, are false.
I'm gonna be honest and say that I've never heard this next one, so this is crazy that I am reading this for the first time, but our next rumor is that Kylo Ren is actually the Wicked Witch. It's fairly well known among Disney fans that the company often reuses animatronics across different attractions, and one of the most intriguing examples might be the rumor that Kylo Ren from Rise of the Resistance is the Wicked Witch of the West from the now closed Great Movie Ride. Can you just picture Kylo Ren with the witch hat on? Because now I'm also imagining Elphaba. So like Kylo Ren is Elphaba, and that's a crazy thing that I'm picturing in my head. Now, when comparing the movement of these two animatronics side by side, their movements are very similar. So could Kylo Ren actually be the Wicked Witch? Well, over the years, Disney has developed three major types of audio animatronics. The A1s, which are simple figures with limited motion, like those in Peter Pan's Flight. The A100s from the 1980s, which brought characters like Jack Sparrow and the Wicked Witch to life with far more realistic movements. And finally, the A1000s, the most advanced to date, such as the $23 million shaman from Navi River Journey. Yeah, side note, when everyone says that Navi River Journey is boring, it's because Disney spent $23 million on that audio animatronic at the end. So, the more you know. While Disney has never officially confirmed what class the Kylo Ren animatronic in Rise of the Resistance falls into, many believe he is an A1000 due to his fluid motion and lifelike presence. However, some fans have theorized that parts of the Wicked Witch animatronic may have been repurposed to build Kylo Ren, especially when comparing their very similar movements. Since the Wicked Witch was one of Disney's most advanced A100 figures at the time, and Disney has a history of recycling animatronics, it's not impossible that some of her mechanical components may have been adapted for use in Rise of the Resistance. There's no hard proof that Kylo Ren and the Wicked Witch share mechanical parts. At the very least, Kylo's design owes a debt to his green-skinned predecessor. So, not confirmed, most likely will never be confirmed, but could be, could not be. The world will never know.
Have you ever heard the rumor that there's Subway in Magic Kingdom? I'm not talking about tunnels, like Subway, like the sandwich shop. Supposedly there is, and we actually have a little bit of information about this one. So many fans have probably heard of the utilidors in Magic Kingdom. You might have even seen them if you took the Keys to the Kingdom tour, which is like an extra added bonus that you can do. If this is your first time hearing about the utilidors, no worries, we'll give you the fast breakdown. The utilidors are the tunnels that are technically underneath Magic Kingdom that are off limits to guests. If you're really getting granular, it's the first floor, and Magic Kingdom was built on top of the utilidors, but a lot of people just refer to them as the tunnels underneath Magic Kingdom. Their real purpose is just to help cast members get around more easily and to make sure that storytelling kind of stays succinct. Essentially, there's a rumor that one time Walt Disney saw a cowboy in Tomorrowland, or he saw a space ranger in Frontierland, or somebody was in the wrong place and it really bothered him. So that's why there were supposed to be tunnels underneath Magic Kingdom, so that way that wouldn't happen and storytelling would stay perfect throughout the land. The only way for non-cast members to see down here is to go on the Keys to the Kingdom tour, which is very exciting. It's a 5-hour tour that you can book. It takes you behind the scenes of Magic Kingdom, gives you some fun insight to Disney and the parks, and you can actually make a reservation for this on the My Disney Experience app if it's something you're curious about. It's also home to the wardrobe department. It's not just tunnels. This is where you can go get your costumes if you're a cast member. It also has that's your break area. There's a hair salon down there. There's a makeup department down there. There's even a cafeteria, and I bet you guessed it, a Subway shop. Now, if you're walking around as just a normal guest in the park and you kind of get close to Pinocchio Village House, you're gonna be close to that Subway. Although I will say I've also heard it was near Gaston's Tavern. So if there's a current cast member, could you please confirm, what is it closest to? I will say we can confirm this rumor is true because I have been in the utilidors, Fry has been in the utilidors, Sage, a lot of our team has actually been down there because a lot of us were actually cast members. And when you do your Traditions tour, which is, Traditions is like you learn how to be a cast member, you actually get to go down there for part of it. So we've all been down there, we know it's true, it's just been a hot minute. So if you're an active cast member and you know, what is the Subway closer to? Is it closer to Pinocchio or is it closer to Gaston's?
It has long been rumored that the famous Disney park turkey legs aren't turkey at all, but actually emu meat. That's a tongue twister. Emu meat, emu meat, emu meat. Now the theory claims that the turkey legs are far too massive to be from a regular turkey, and that Disney substitutes emu, a similar tasting meat, to meet demand. Now, this theory blew up online in the early 2010s, with some even claiming cast members had confirmed, off the record, of course. Heck, even actor Zachary Levi said it on a late night show, and he's worked for the company as Flynn Rider. So this theory has been all over the internet for a while. But in truth, Disney has officially debunked this rumor. Multiple sources, including Disney chefs and suppliers, have confirmed the meat is from male domestic turkeys, which are naturally much larger than the birds people typically cook at home. Each leg can weigh over a pound, making them look and feel enormous, especially when eaten handheld. So rumor debunked.
Now, we've already talked about some popular or like quote unquote famous rumors, but the ones we're going to talk about now are arguably the most popular ones that you're going to see people talk about online. One of the first ones is Disney jail. There's a jail in Disney. That's actually true. there really is a Disney jail. For starters, I'm gonna clarify, we're not trying to be smart here. We're not talking about like the jail bars that you can take pictures of at Whispering Canyon Cafe. No, we are talking about a real holding area. Disney jail essentially strips all of the immersiveness and the Imagineering that you typically see in Disney parks, and that way you kind of know like, hey, you're in big trouble, mister. This is real Disney jail. They make it serious in there. No matter which Disney park you're at, Disney jail is essentially just a holding room. It has some chairs. It's just a security office at the end of the day. Disney jail is a lot more fun to say than it is to actually experience. It's just a room. You're in trouble and you're sitting in a room, kind of like a principal's office. Or like think the atmosphere of like a nurse's office when you were in school. Just very bland and a bunch of chairs. Guests typically don't stay here long. There's not a bunk, there's not a cot. You know, you're not gonna be allowed to accept visitors. It's not like real jail in any means. But again, each park does have this kind of like security holding area. They have it so that way those like unruly guests or the ones who are causing problems kind of just have a place to go before anything bigger has to happen. So if Disney security has to call the authorities, you're going to be taken to Disney jail while you wait for the real authorities to take you to real jail. This also might be the spot where you hang out while they call your parents if you're a minor and you get in trouble, and that happens a lot in Disney World. Don't break the rules. Be really cool. You don't want to go to Disney jail. It is not as fun as it sounds.
Have you ever heard the rumor that you can get a free t-shirt at Disney World? Well, let's talk about it. This online viral rumor really popped off over the last few years, and we promise it's not true. The rumor claims that if you are out of dress code for the parks, you'll get a free shirt. Yes, there is a dress code for Disney if you didn't know. According to their website, Disney asks that you wear proper attire. Proper attire, including shoes and shirts, must be worn at all times. The parks are a casual, family-oriented environment. Ensuring that the parks are family-friendly is an important part of the Disney experience. In that spirit, we ask you to use your discretion and common sense. Now, online, specifically TikTok, lots of people started wearing inappropriate clothing, not enough coverage, clothes with cuss words, etc., to intentionally get Disney to give them a credit for a free shirt in the gift shop to change into. We know it has worked in the past, but once it became a viral trend, most of the time they just tell you to leave and go change and you can't come into the park. So no, you can't get free shirts from Disney easily. So rumor debunked.
One rumor I grew up hearing constantly is that the weather is never bad in Disney thanks to the Weather Dome. This is arguably the most famous Disney rumor of all time, outside of that Walt frozen head thing that Fry talked about. The overall idea, if you've somehow not heard this rumor, is that there is this like massive dome that covers the entire Disney World resort. So that way it is not raining, it's always gorgeous. It's like you can expect just the most perfect trip because they have the Weather Dome that they control the weather. Have you guys been to Disney World? If you've been to Disney World, you know this is not true. Although it would be incredibly convenient, this is just a rumor. Disney can't control the weather. In fact, it's actually pretty unpredictable at times. You can kind of gauge what might happen. We always have our rain gear with us. Sometimes there might be 1 or 2 cold days in the year, which a lot of people are not prepared for in Disney. But it is true and it is possible. They do happen sometimes. If you're visiting in the summer, you need to be prepared for insanely hot weather. You need to have your sunscreen, you need to have your fans, you need to have your water bottles. And then in the afternoon, it's gonna rain for like 1 hour. Really no more than 1 hour, and it's just gonna pour on you and you think it's never ending. And then suddenly after 1 hour, it ends. It's really, you can kind of gauge what's happening. It's not perfect all the time. We do recommend checking forecasts, being a little bit overly prepared. And if you don't want to be overly prepared, just mentally prepare to either walk through the rain or buy products while you're in the parks. They do have it. You can buy umbrellas, you can buy ponchos, you can buy sunscreen in case you need it. They're not always going to be the best and they're going to be a little bit pricey, but it's fine. Just be mindful of the seasons when you're booking and be aware of what's going to be happening. We wish this was not fake. Truly in my heart, I wish this was true. Disney World would be even better than it already is, but unfortunately this one is stamped false. False rumor.
Ha ha ha. Have you ever heard the rumor that Disney tracks everything that you do? That's thanks to magic bands and finger scans. Magic bands are wearable RFID wristbands that serve as your park ticket, hotel key, lightning lane pass, payment method, and PhotoPass link. They're really handy, but they're also the cause of a major Disney rumor. Some people say Disney uses your Magic Band to track your every move, monitor your habits, and even predict your behavior. And honestly, this isn't totally wrong, but it's not as creepy as the rumors make it seem. Magic Bands don't contain a GPS and don't track your physical location in real time, but they do log your entry and exit at rides, track your purchase history, track your resort activity, collect lightning lane usage and wait times, and record photos when you pass by cameras on rides. The data is used to personalize your experience, manage crowd flow, study guest behavior patterns across the parks, and suggest targeted promotions or offers, all of which are attempting to optimize your experience. Disney does not sell this data, okay? Hello? Disney does not sell this data. They are just simply trying to make your trip better over time, okay? Okay, everybody can calm down. They're not selling your data. They just want to make your trip better.
Our final rumor is that Disney cast members cannot say no. This is something that I have actually had people say to me when I was a cast member. They were like, we know you can't say no. Well, I'm gonna be honest, that one is so incredibly unhinged. It is a rumor. Disney is known for its utmost perfect customer service. Perfect might be a bit of a stretch, but it is known for its customer service. It is known for the amazing staff, the cast members who go above and beyond to make your trips even better. And it kind of has started this rumor that people really push a lot, that cast members just can't say no. That's how over the top they go with their customer service. They can't say no to anything you ask, no matter what. That's important, no matter what. We can assure you, this rumor's false. That is just not true. Trust us. We've been told no plenty of times, and I have told people no plenty of times. For example, if you go up to a cast member and a ride is closed and you say, hey, will you open this ride for us? They're gonna say no. They cannot open that ride for you for whatever reason. And let us be clear, let me be extra crystal clear. If you get told no, that's okay. I promise it didn't ruin your vacation. I promise. That's life. Even at the most magical place on earth, sometimes you're gonna be told no. And I know it's hard to hear, but it is true. All that to be said, be kind to the cast members. I promise they wanna say yes if they can. People are a lot happier if you say yes. So if that cast member is telling you no, that's the honest answer. That's just what's gonna happen right then and there. Even if they're giving you the answer that you don't wanna hear, it's probably out of their hands at the end of the day. The magic isn't just in the parks, it's in how we treat each other. So be kind and be a little bit mentally prepared that a cast member is gonna tell you no. There you have it, all those unhinged Disney World rumors.
Now don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. It helps us out a lot. Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe. We post tips, challenges, food reviews, games, and more all across Disney World, Disney parks, across the world and beyond, because we are serious about fun here. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.